What if I told you that the path to inner peace isn't found in some quiet, silent stillness, but in the loud, clanging chaos of iron? Today, we're diving into a pretty radical idea. The true meditation isn't about escaping the world, but about a full-on confrontation with yourself, right there in the middle of the gym.
All right, so let's get right into it. When you hear the word meditation, what pops into your head? Probably someone sitting cross-legged, eyes closed, just focusing on their breath, right? It's all about finding calm, escaping the noise of everyday life. But the source material for today's explainer just throws that whole idea out the window. It asks a different question. What if the real path to silence is through the roar? And this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you have the classic view of meditation. It's a gentle retreat. But this new idea, it offers a totally different set of tools. Resistance, pain, confrontation. You see, the goal isn't to run away from your problems, it's to build the strength to face them head on. Now that is the moment of meditation we're talking about. It's not really about the squat itself. It's about that mental war that kicks off the second your body hits its absolute limit. It's about looking that internal voice, the one screaming at you to quit, right in the eye and choosing not to listen. That single moment of defiance, that's where the real work happens. So let's talk about the place where this all goes down and how it all comes together. We're not in some serene yoga studio. We're in the gym. And the core principle of the gym, according to this perspective, is its brutal, unapologetic honesty. I mean, think about it. In our normal lives, we can talk our way out of things. We can make excuses. We can even lie to ourselves. But you can't do that with a barbell. You just can't fake a deadlift. Either the weight moves or it doesn't. It's that simple. There's this undeniable truth to it. The weights aren't there to judge you. They're there to act as a mirror. So what does this mirror show you exactly? Well, it shows you all your excuses. The I'm too tired, the I can't do this. It shows you your actual weakness, your real physical limit. And most importantly, it shows you the cold, hard truth of who you are when all that other stuff is stripped away. But all this physical honesty, that's just the stage. It's just the setting for the real conflict. Because the war isn't actually against the weights. So where does it truly begin? It starts and it ends right between your ears. This whole practice is about one thing, confronting that inner voice. You know the one. It's the voice that's always negotiating for comfort, the one that tells you to stop the second things get difficult. And our source material actually gives this moment a name, the battle. It's not just any part of the workout, it's that specific point where your physical body is sending every signal that it's done, but your mind, your will, makes the conscious decision to push past that signal. That's the real repetition. That's the moment of growth. You know, in that moment of battle, you've got two voices screaming for your attention. You've got the voice of weakness, and you have the voice of strength. This kind of meditation is simply the act of consciously choosing which one of those you're going to obey. And every single time you choose strength, you are literally rewiring your brain. Now, this philosophy takes things even a step further. It elevates the whole physical act into something that's almost sacred, a ritual. It reframes the tools of the gym as instruments for a spiritual practice. The source lays this out almost like a creed, swapping out all the traditional symbols with the raw materials of the gym. The idea is you don't need incense to clear your mind. You need dumbbells. You don't need some guru to show you the way forward. You need resistance. The weight itself becomes the teacher. And this just transforms the whole experience. Suddenly, the gym is your temple. The barbell, that's your altar. And every drop of sweat becomes a kind of prayer. Okay, so what's the goal of all this struggle and confrontation? Why go through all the pain? Well, the payoff isn't some kind of peace that you just stumble upon by accident. No, this is a peace that you earn. And the source offers a really direct prescription for anyone out there who's feeling lost or overwhelmed. It's a simple, though definitely not easy, three-step process. First, go sweat. Then, embrace the voluntary struggle, the suffering, because it's through that fire that you actually forge your own sense of calm. You earn it the hard way. Think of all that physical effort like a furnace. Every drop of sweat isn't just water. It's your self-doubt, your anxieties, your justifications for not being your best self. And it is all getting burned away. So after the pain, after the struggle, after every single excuse has been sweated out of you, what's left? What remains? Well, what's left is the essential you. A version of yourself that is stronger, clearer, and brutally honest. A version that knows for a fact that it can face resistance and win. And the real question this leaves us with is, are you willing to meet that person?